When you hear the word tactical, you probably think of folding knives, multi-tools, or maybe even combat gear, but rarely a machete. But honestly, maybe you should. Machetes aren't just for clearing brush. They're built tough, they hit hard, and when it comes to survival or self-defense, they can definitely hold their own. With that long reach and serious chopping power, they're more tactical than most people give them credit for. So, in this video, we're going to share 7 of the best machetes that are ready for real-world action. You'll find the latest prices and purchase links down in the description. Let's get into it. Alright, first up, we've got the ColdSteel-Kukri machete. This isn't an average machete. It's based on the classic Nepalese kukri design, famous for its chopping power. But Cold Steel gave it a modern twist. The blade is 13 inches long, made from 65 Mn high-carbon steel. And the whole thing measures about 18 inches and weighs just around 16 ounces. So, it's pretty lightweight for what it does. What really makes this kukri stand out is the weight-forward design. That means the front of the blade is heavier, which helps it bite deeper into wood or brush with less effort. It's super handy for chopping tasks like clearing out thick vegetation or even splitting wood. The 2.8 millimeter thick blade strikes a good balance between being tough and still slicing well. And the black matte finish helps keep rust away. The handle is made of textured polypropylene, so you get a decent grip even if your hands are sweaty or wet. There's also a lanyard hole for extra safety. The sheath is a nylon Core X1, nothing fancy, but it does the job. Though we wouldn't recommend it for heavy batoning, especially through tough, knotted wood, as the blade is relatively on the thinner side. But, since the blade runs a bit on the thinner side, it actually shines in bushcraft-style tasks. So, while it's not a brute force tool, it's definitely a solid choice if your outdoor tasks lean more toward finesse than raw power. Next up, we've got the Ralph Martindale PK-01, representing over 150 years of British manufacturing excellence in cutting tools. The PK-01 is made from high-carbon spring steel, which basically means it's strong and keeps its edge well. It's forged from one solid piece, so there are no weak points or welded joints that could fail when you're really working on it. Plus, each blade is hand-rolled, hardened, and tempered to hold up for a long time. You can get it in a bunch of different lengths too, from short to really long, depending on the task. This strong and durable blade helps you cut through thick brush, small trees, or tough garden tasks with less effort. It's also a multi-purpose tool, so whether you're clearing a trail, working on a farm, or just doing yard work, it gets the job done quickly. The handles you get are either classic German beechwood or impact-resistant plastic with a grippy curve. Both are solid, though the wood ones can get a bit slick when wet. And yeah, the wood handle might not be the grippiest in wet weather, but many still prefer its old-school feel. Let's talk about the Condor Rude Boy machete. This one's designed by Joe Flowers and came out in 2024. It's a modern twist on the old-school Latin machete, built with smarter materials and more thoughtful design. The blade is pretty long, about 18.43 inches, and made from high-carbon steel, which we can say is tough and holds an edge well. It's got a satin finish and weighs just under 25 ounces. Not too heavy, but definitely has some heft. If talking about the blade grind, it is convex, which means it cuts well and stays sharp longer. And since it's 0.10 inches thick, we can say you get good strength. It's full tang too, so it won't snap under pressure. Now the handle, this part's a bit mixed. It's made from high-impact polypropylene, which is kinda tough, but it does feel a bit plain. It's ergonomic and designed to reduce fatigue, and most people find it comfy. But yeah, it doesn't have the most premium feel. It comes with a nice-looking leather sheath as well. That said, people do love how sharp it comes and how easily it cuts through thick brush. But yeah, the handle and sheath could have been better matched to the blade quality. Moving on to the Reinhardt BK21. This one's the result of a team-up between Ethan Becker, yeah, that Ethan Becker, and the estate of Hank Reinhardt. Basically, two big names came together to make what many call one of the best kukris made in the US. But let's be real, this isn't some backyard tool. It's more for serious outdoorsy or even tactical use. The blade is massive, 13.25 inches long, and it's made from 1095 Crowvan carbon steel. The whole knife is almost 19 inches long and weighs around 22.6 ounces. It's got a thick spine too, about 4.8 millimeters, which means it's built for heavy tasks like chopping, splitting, and other stuff that's too much for a regular knife. They also gave it a black epoxy coating to cut down on shine and help fight rust. The handle's made from Ultramid, which is a tough plastic with a grip-friendly texture. There's a guard to stop your hand from slipping, and the pommel at the end can smash stuff or break glass if needed. Now, it does come with a sheath, but it's just okay, not as solid as the knife itself. Also, this isn't cheap, but most agree the performance makes up for it. Still, because the blade is so thick, it's not great for small or fine cuts. But again, this kukri wasn't meant for finesse, though this is expected given its design as a heavy-duty chopper. Tramontina is a well-known name, especially among those who've worked with machetes before. Now, Tramontina might not look super fancy at first glance, but that's kind of the point. What really makes them stand out is how much you get for the price. These machetes are tough and simple, and that delivers way more than you'd expect for the money. From compact 12-inch blades all the way up to big 24-inch bush machetes, and even bolo and cane-style ones, they've covered it all. So, whether you're clearing thick overgrowth or just need something smaller for light yard work, there's likely a Tramontina that fits the bill. All of them use SAE 1070 high-carbon steel, which holds an edge well and is pretty easy to sharpen, actually, if you're out in the field. You also get a choice of handle, either old-school hardwood or more modern polypropylene. And since Tramontina's been making machetes in Brazil since 1911, they've got plenty of experience. These aren't just survival toys. They're used daily in Brazil, so they're built for real work. Most of their blades are full tang with riveted handles, so they hold up under tough use. Now, let us tell you that these machetes are actually affordable, and that's a big plus. Tramontina might not look fancy, but when it comes to getting solid performance at a super affordable price, they really hit the mark. And we can say, for beginners who want to get into machete work, maybe for yard clearing, trail maintenance, or basic bushcraft, Tramontina is a great place to start. They're simple, dependable, and give you a lot of value for what you pay. Now, we've got the Condor Terraetti. It's more of a survival tool built for people who actually spend time outdoors and need something reliable. The blade is quite long, around 14.6 inches, and it's made from 1075 high-carbon steel with a weight of 25.4 ounces. So, yeah, it's basically on the heavier side. One thing that stands out here is the dual-grind blade. The front of the blade has a tougher grind for impact-heavy work, like if you hit a rock, which helps avoid damage. Near the handle, the grind is finer, which is better for more detailed cutting. It's a clever setup that tries to cover both heavy and light tasks without switching tools. The handle is made of high-impact polypropylene and is pretty long, which gives good leverage, especially if you've got bigger hands. But if your hands are on the smaller side, it might feel oversized. The full tang build adds durability, and there's a lanyard hole too. As for the sheath, it works. It's thermoplastic with a leather loop, but it doesn't really feel premium. Now, let us mention that this machete is solid, but definitely not cheap. Some users think the price is a bit steep, though most agree it performs well enough to justify it. Just remember that it's just not the kind of tool you'd grab for casual yard work. Well, finally, we've got the Gerber Gator machete, a tool that tries to do two things at once: chop and saw. Sounds convenient, right? One side's got a 15-inch fine cutting edge for swinging and chopping, and the other side has an 18-inch saw blade meant for tougher materials. It's also made from high-carbon stainless steel, measures around 25.6 inches long, and weighs just over a pound. On the handle side, it features Gerber's Gator grip, basically a rubberized grip that holds well even when your hands are wet. It also comes with a simple nylon sheath and a lanyard hole for carrying. Now, the idea behind this tool is actually pretty practical, especially for survival situations where you want to pack light. But here's the thing. Trying to squeeze two completely different functions into one blade usually comes with trade-offs. And the Gator really shows that. So, the design basically looks clever on the surface. It's a two-in-one setup. But trying to do both means it doesn't really excel at either. But if you demand versatility instead of sheer power and best performance, you can go for it. So that was our video on the 7 strongest machetes for survival and self-defense. So, which one would you love to pick? Let us know in the comments below. And, as for everything else, don't forget to like, comment, and share. And hit the bell icon if you want more content like this on your feed.